and call me Carrie. Ghost and the supernatural.
And what am I supposed to do with that?
I don't know. Say something.
Say something related to that?
No, just be like, oh yeah, fucking, ooh, ghost, ooh, react in some way. Fuck, this is a bad episode.
Yeah.
Just roll the intro. Welcome back, everybody. We missed you guys.
Yeah, missed you guys.
It's my fault. We missed a week of the podcast.
It's not Jamie's fault.
Yeah, no, it's oh, damn, you're still running with that joke.
Yeah, because it pisses you off.
Yeah, it's not funny. No, I guess we should explain ourselves at the beginning here. I had stuff at work that did not go my way,
Yeah.
and we had our whole week planned, when we were going to record planned, everything like that,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of went out the fucking drain, bro. You fucking sucks.
That's what happens when you got a career and you get that money.
Dude, it's not even a career. I'm a fucking manager at a Wally World so that we don't get sued.
What would they sue us for?
I don't know.
Defamation?
Yeah, because
People have said worse.
well, also, like, I don't want to get my old man stories. My old man at Walmart. I don't want him to get in trouble. Like, if it ever blows up. That's why I've never said his name. Many times I want to say his name.
But then you wanted me to say another coworker's name when you're like, "Oh, just say his name," and I was like,
yeah, but I don't like him.
"Okay."
You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Like, I like the old dude, so it's like, yeah.
Seems like double standards,
Dude, I mean, for sure. I play favorites.
For sure, bro.
The sign of a good manager. Playing
Sign of a
favorites.
good Walmart manager.
Dude, oh shit. It's like weirdly obscure that nobody's gonna get. Dude, so this week, like, we had a bros night, and I've never really watched very much of Attack on Titan, and then that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
That's something we could talk about in the week. Like, I fucking started watching Attack on Titan.
It's pretty sick.
I don't watch anime very much. And dude, it's so bleak.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, damn. It doesn't even feel like anime, because like most time anime is like big butts, big titty, girl go, but in this one, like, all the female characters are like not sexualized.
Yeah, and they're like confident.
Yeah, and like legit, and like one
legit.
of the most badass person's like a girl and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They feel more well written. So like a lot of the things that annoy me usually about anime, this one doesn't have. And so
it also makes me think a lot about the human condition.
Yeah, well, like, my girlfriend lets me. My girlfriend's willing to watch that one with me.
Your GF?
So, my GF. Yeah, my dank GF.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a good call. Okay, you need to bring something to the table. I'm the one that always brings stories.
I'm sorry.
What have you been thinking about this week?
What have I been thinking about?
Yeah, just like something you've been thinking about. Because like I throughout the entire week, not to say that I'm the better co-host, but throughout the entire week, I'm thinking of things that I can talk about.
Yeah.
And then like I'm just like keeping it back in my head, and then we'll be hanging out, and I want to talk to you about it.
Awesome.
But I'll be like, no, I'm saving that for the podcast.
Yeah. glad that you're berating me and you're just gonna cut it out of the episode.
I'm not gonna cut this out.
You're gonna cut it out.
No,
I'm gonna look like an asshole.
No, I'm not. I don't want that. No, but like, yeah, fucking bring something. The other day, I was fucking pissing in the urinal, and this old dude saw my cock.
I haven't done anything for like the past 3 days leading up to today.
Today's
the first time that I've left the house.
Yeah, you have been playing. Oh, you've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk. Yeah.
That's all literally I've been doing for 3 days. I love it.
It's great.
It's been fun.
Dude, I really enjoy because I've played it some. I enjoy. Well, sometimes with RPGs, either they give you too much control on what your character says, or too little, and it feels like right there in the middle, where it's just like a lot of my conversational ideas. You kind of choose how you want to play. Like, you can either be a nice guy or like be real sassy, and I like to be sassy sometimes. When I'm talking to the cop, I'm being sassy.
I was noticing that I don't know, it's like a weird thing that I've noticed in some RPGs before, but this one I see a lot. There's always a dialogue option to back you out of whatever mission you're going in.
Oh yeah,
like it'll have certain points where it'll be like, so I'm gonna be investigating this cyber psycho and blah 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 blah, this murder, and it's like, are you in? And then you could be like, yeah,
No.
I'm in, or you could be like, nah, man, I can't do that right now.
I'm chilling.
Like, nah, I don't want to get involved. I don't ever pick those because I enjoy doing the missions and like interacting with the world and everything, because they're just written so well.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the fact that they give you an option, because I have played some where it's like,
I'm doing this now, I guess.
Option.
Yeah,
you have to do it.
I'm doing this now, I guess. Yeah, I mean that is nice. I do like that we still talk. It's a good thing that we still talk about video games on the podcast, because we are technically still a gaming channel.
Yeah, technically,
even though all we do is podcast now. Even though we're gonna do it, it's just a hassle to set up. It's just way more to set up, and then like trying to figure out what game we should play.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that we could do more stuff that was like nostalgia. I was actually. I mean, that's like you know what game I thought about today though, because it snowed a little bit.
Oh yeah,
just like a little teeny bit today.
Yeah,
and so it got me thinking. I was like, SSX3,
dude,
and I don't know why, but I was like, SSX3.
It's gonna be so hard to find. Do we still have our copy?
I think
at the
so.
house?
I don't know why we wouldn't.
It's about mainly getting a PlayStation 2, which I want to get one
that runs. I want
to get like a slim one.
I think
you can get just one.
Still has ours.
I mean, but I don't know if it still runs. But like, you can just go like there's like a local used GameStop shop that we can.
The only thing that was wrong with ours was the tray's getting a little.
It's fucking older than hell, bro. It is almost like a first edition PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is like the first edition, because I remember we got it the Christmas that the PlayStation 2 came out.
Yeah, for sure, because it came with Jak and Daxter, and Jak and Daxter came out in 2002. So.
And I remember Dad's like, he played it up. He was like,
don't ever ask me for anything else again.
No. We have a lot of bad memories about our dad or whatever, but there's specifically some good ones that I like to remember. And like Christmas was always like a really big thing to him.
Dude, he loved it.
He always played it up.
Yeah.
But I remember that year distinctly. I think that's like the first Christmas I remember very distinctly.
Yeah.
He pulled out like a PlayStation 2 controller, because they had gotten us like a second one so that we could like do multiplayer and stuff like that. Yeah. So he like pulled it out and was like, here, unwrap this one. And so I unwrapped it, and it was a PlayStation 2 controller. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I don't have anything to go with that. He's like, man, you got Santa gave you a controller?
That's crazy.
Man, we got to get you a PlayStation now to go with it. I don't know why he would give you a PlayStation 2 controller. So then we did a few other
thinking about this.
We did a few other presents after that, so that it would keep up the illusion that all I got was the controller.
Yeah.
And then like
he was good about that shit.
What's this? It was like the last present. Always, it was all the way in the back. And so he like crawled around back behind the tree, and he's like, hey, this is one more. This says it's for all you guys. And so we all just got around and we opened it up. We're like, oh shit, shit,
dude, hypest I ever was. And then I just ran around in circles in Jak and Daxter. Like it just like I did not comprehend how to use a controller, so I just went around in circles. I remember that specifically.
I remember that was like that year, like that first year that we had like that PlayStation 2. I think that was like when I really fell in love with games.
For sure.
I remember there were so many games that I would play, and we would like walk down the street in Hemet, California, and we would walk down to the old video rental store, and we'd rent video games for like a day or two or something that. And we played like a shit ton of games that we would own later on in life because they were fun. I just remember playing like Monsters Inc. game, because Monsters Inc. had come out like around that same time, and then we had like Hot Shots Golf 3.
Dude, fucking love Hot Shots Golf 3.
We had Experiment 626, was like a edgy Stitch game.
Dude, we should get that again. We should try to find it and get it.
Yeah, we should. It's not gonna hold up.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a theme on our channel. Is like a thing that we like to do. Is play movie tie-in games. Like that was going to be a whole series. Like when we first made the channel, that was like one of our series ideas.
Oh, really?
I still want to do it. Just like shitty movie tie-in games.
I don't even know if you could find a copy of that thing. I know that we had gotten rid of our copy a long time ago. I think I got rid of it to get Sly Cooper.
Dude. I remember one
I can't
time
remember
we
if that was
fucking
the first time or the second
we
time
like
we got
sold. Well, that was the thing. Like we sold our Sly Cooper 2.
it. Yeah.
So it was Sly Cooper 2,
Yeah.
and we sold it. And then like we were like playing, and we're just like, fuck. You know what I really want to play? Sly Cooper 2. The best Sly Cooper game.
Yeah, because at that time it was like, but it was between 2 and 3. And
like,
so we didn't know that 3 was going to be coming out yet. Because, back then you could.
Dude, I didn't know games were coming out until I saw. I remember.
Exactly.
Okay, so like I used to play the fuck out of Jack and Daxter.
Yeah.
And then I was in Walmart one day and I saw an advert.
I remember
for
that.
Jack and Daxter. Like,
I remember
2.
that advert. They had like, it was like hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah,
you remember
I was
that?
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like,
Dude, the good old days.
what the hell?
Dude.
It's teen. I was like, God damn it.
Oh yeah, no, I remember specifically saying,
Yeah.
why does everything cool have to be teen?
Yeah, I remember you saying that too.
And I was like, because like we were all feeling that sentiment, dude. And then it was just the escape. We were allowed to play 30 minutes a day. The 30 like everything in the day was leading up to the 30 minutes of playing a video game. Just fucking playing. Just fucking playing, bro.
We played a lot outside and stuff like that, and did a bunch of other things. But it was definitely like 30 minutes, and then we would try to butter up Dad and be like,
"Can we get another 30 minutes?
30 more minutes?
30 more minutes?" He would always say yes. Mom was the one that wouldn't say yes. Yeah.
Well, I think that's because Dad liked games, and he knew that we liked games.
Yeah. Well, that's the crazy thing is like we had like an older dad who kind of liked video games. So, like if it was in his wheelhouse, like he had bought like the Atari, the one that had like the fuck ton of Atari games.
Yeah, the plug and play.
Yeah, it's like it was like a Atari plug and play thing. It was like this mini Atari, and he like grew up playing it, and he would just fucking play the fuck out of that. Tiger Woods games, Hot Shots Golf, stuff like that. Like we'd wake up and he'd be playing it.
He really loved those golf games.
Dude, for some reason I don't get it.
I think it was the challenge, and then like you could unlock cool stuff.
Oh yeah,
like wear and stuff.
And plus, he would just like set it up perfectly. That's just how his brain worked, I think. And like it's part of the reason I was like this is not something I've really talked about on the podcast, but like for like the early part of my life, I was fucking in love with golf. And to this day, I still love watching golf. But like my dream was to be a professional golfer. Yeah. And I was actually pretty fucking good at it.
Yeah, you were.
I shot a 66 one time.
At how old?
Like, how old was I? Like 15. Like 15. No, I was younger than 15.
Yeah, you were. Because I
was like 13, 14.
Yeah, that was that when you had the classes?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like...
You were
12, 13, 14. I mean, I obviously had a high handicap because I couldn't hit as far.
When we lived there, I was 11, 12.
Oh, shit. I was young then.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No,
I mean, I obviously had a high handicap. And then, like, later on in life, I played and I shot, like, pretty high. I always shot low. Like, I would go out and, like, well, I never got to golf with Cameron. Like, that was something we always wanted to go do. Yeah. But with some of my other friends, I would go and golf with, and I would always just like it was like we went like everybody else was betting with each other, but they wouldn't ever bet with me because I was gonna fucking get a bird. Oh, Jeremy's gonna get a birdie on this hole, and like so.
Golf is like a weird thing because it's kind of like I don't know if it's that approachable of a recreational activity because you usually have to have like a membership to the course.
Oh yeah, I mean it's tough.
That can be like a lot of money.
It can get expensive. Yeah. It's definitely like the higher end. But you know, there's some golf courses like they're trying harder and harder to be more accessible to inner city kids. Because I remember
they should
because like I remember I was like not to put him on blast, but I can't even remember his name, so it's okay. Yeah. At the specific like I went to like a golf academy when I was really young. That was like my Christmas present. Or no, it wasn't my birthday present. I can't remember.
It was one of those.
It was something. And I went to a golf academy for my birthday. It was like a week-long thing. We went in the morning and would just golf. And, like, I was winning everything. like the kids were my age, but, like, I don't know. I was just winning. Like, the challenge, they would do, like, daily challenges. Yeah. And if you won, you got a free soda. I was getting free soda every fucking day. Like, I never had to worry about bringing my own money for my soda. Because we would do 3 or 4 challenges. I was winning.
Mom, I don't need money for snacks. I was winning. I'm a win today.
I was literally winning at least one of each. Like, we would do 4 a day. I was winning one of them. I was always winning one of them. And we had this, one of the teachers was like had played professionally on the European PGA.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Like, yeah, for real.
Because that was kind of like a small I remember that being like a small little golf club.
A little bit, but I mean, it was Florida.
But I mean,
no, he was not really that involved.
Yeah.
Like, because, well, you haven't let me finish.
okay, sorry.
No, it's bad. It's one of the reasons I stopped taking golf seriously.
Yeah.
Like, really seriously. And I kept it to myself for a lot of years because I didn't want to say anything about it. But he told me, because, like, you, Josh, our little brother, and mom would sit at the golf course because, like, I think we only had one car or something like that. I can't remember exactly why, but I think that he could tell that we were poor, and and we got in not because of like financial things. I think there were strings pulled to get me in there, and he told me that like I wasn't the right build or financial status to ever really go far in like golf. He told me that.
That's fucked up.
And I was a little kid.
Yeah.
He was just like, because I was telling him, I was like, I want to be a PGA. And he's just like, well, maybe go do something else because you're not really in the right financial bracket. And like legit, like he told me that to my face. And I was a little kid, and it really, it fucking killed the fire I had.
Well, that's like that same, that sounds like a fucking scene out of like.
No, it hurt me because he turned around and walked out of the snap because I had just won. Like I won every event that day.
Yeah.
And I was just so fucking hyped. And I was like going to get my drink, my free soda. Yeah. And I told him that. And then he was just like, and he told me that and just like walked out. Like he just turned around and walked out. And then like I can like to this day picture it. Like it's fucking tough in my in the back of my head. It hurts.
Kids are really impressionable, but that like,
oh dude, it stuck with me.
But that's like out of a scene out of like the greatest game ever played.
Yeah.
Like you were like Francis You Met.
Yeah, we met.
Yeah. Mr. We Met. Mr. Me Wet. And we met.
Yeah. But I'm not fucking Shia LaBeouf, so what can you say?
But I mean, you were good. And I've always thought that back then I really thought that you
universe. In a different universe.
Back then I really thought that you could have gone pro.
Well, like
you were really good at it.
Yeah. I kind of hurt my knee doing jiu-jitsu.
Well, yeah.
But
if you were doing golf, you wouldn't have been doing jiu-jitsu.
Ain't that the damn truth? I should have said committed. That's a big.
But there's nothing stopping you now. I mean, it's kind of an old man's game, so you can kind of get in whenever you want.
I guess you're right, but like getting onto the tour is hard.
Yeah. I mean, because like usually, like I think there's like the college that's around us has like a.
Well, they used to have a golf team. That's my other thing. I went to the tryout, but I was 16 at the time because I got into college young. Yeah. And they told me that like, well, we can't have you on because you're 16. Yeah. But I went to the tryout, hit some balls, made some putts, chipped some. They're like, fuck, you're good, but like you're gonna have to wait a year. Yeah. And then the college program got shut down the next year.
Damn.
Yeah. It's just like fucking not. It just never lined up. It's all right, man. It's like whatever.
I mean, yeah.
Now we're doing podcasts and I work at Walmart.
Yeah, definitely went well.
Yeah. Well, I try very hard to not dwell on what could be.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like you've had a lot of good opportunities, more than I have, to like do some crazy cool stuff.
I guess, but like I've always fucked it up, so
I don't know. It's like that. It's like because we are built in, because we're all kind of all three of us are kind of built in to think that we're not like worth doing something that great,
dude.
Like our self-worth is like at the ground.
I know it, but like I'm thinking about like how funny it is that like episode 1 I'm talking about the callus on my dick. Episode 3 we're talking about like our issues that we had from like with our self-worth growing up. So I think that's pretty funny.
So I think that's great.
No, but I think it's a good
going deeper into our psyches.
I think it's an important part. I think we got to have episodes like this so that the dick jokes, it's not just dick jokes.
Yeah, so it just levels out.
It does.
And maybe this is something good for people to hear, because like, we grew up, with kind of almost like a perfectionist.
Dude,
like
very much so.
Mom and dad trying to make us do better so that we would have better lives, but
almost too much pressure of it.
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure, and so it like when you're not able to achieve that, like the life that your parents wanted you to achieve, you like feel bad and you feel your self-worth goes down and like you kind of get trapped in kind of like a vicious cycle of like depression because you think that you can't do these things because it hasn't worked before. Yeah. But there's nothing to say that you can't do it. You just have to you literally have to believe in yourself.
Mine is the fear of failure. Yeah. Like mine's really bad. It's like
I feel that because it's just like
like with like everything like I'm like I don't like to say it because then like people expect it from me. Yeah. But I'm a relatively talented musician. Like I'm like it is something that I'm good at. I've always been good at. You know, led worship at church plenty of times, you know. And, you know, I have all the stuff to record an album. I have all the songs written to record an album.
I'm looking at most of the stuff right now.
But I never do it because if I do it and it doesn't turn out great, then if it's not perfect, I'll feel terrible about myself. And so if I don't do it, then I can just tell myself, I just haven't done it, you know? Yeah, and so it doesn't quite feel like failing yet because if you don't do it, it does. And then that is where I'm locked for most of my life.
If you're saying to yourself, if I never try, I won't fail. But what you're really doing is failing every time that you don't try.
Dude, Wayne Gretzky, quoted by Michael Scott, you miss 100% of shots you don't take.
So you hear that, kids? Take your shots.
For
if
real.
You've learned anything from us right now,
dude,
take your shots.
And also,
don't be afraid.
Dude, it's tough.
Life is scary. Life is terrifying.
Dude. The thought of the channel was never to be a gaming channel that people come and watch a video game. The thought, like, the original idea for the channel was, like, me and Cameron were single, depressed, and we hung out all the time. And we were just like, fuck, like, do you want to just do something? Like, we're already sitting here playing these games. Yeah. You want to do something with it? Yeah. And we're just like, fuck, like, I got the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Let's make 30 episodes of this. So, like, we just had, like, this one little shitty microphone, set up my shitty little laptop, and that's, like, where we started.
The golden age of the videos.
Dude, you can go back and listen to those, and the audio quality is so bad. But, like, I will go back and watch them because it's, like, a nostalgic time of my life. Yeah. And, like, I'll rewatch the episodes of the podcast because, like, I'm just having a good time. Yeah. And so, like, that's what I want to keep it. I want to keep it like that. But, like, I feel like if I get to a point where I'm worried about what sponsors think, what this person thinks, what this person thinks, what the fans think, then I'm going to get to an ingenuine place.
I don't know. I think that's
my fear talking.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it can always be broken down to. It's
I think we're like kind of opposites in a way because you like overthink a lot of stuff about that kind of thing, and I tend to underthink it. I kind of just coast,
dude.
Because when earlier you were like, "You've been thinking about anything?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I don't think about shit."
I think that's just where you're at in your life because the lore of Justin hasn't been completely explored because you're like a little onion.
I guess so.
You're just like a little onion. Like I don't want to play therapist.
Oh, all right.
But just like I just definitely noticed that like you still have these ideas of what you should be.
Yeah.
And you haven't achieved them, and so you think you're a piece of shit. And you're not happy because you're sad.
Word.
And you're sad because you're not happy.
Word.
That's what my therapist said. Like he said, like my therapy cycle was you're angry at yourself because you aren't happy because you want to be happy.
Yeah.
You're not happy because you're angry at yourself. And so I was like, fuck, that makes so much sense. Like somebody just needed to say that to me for it to fucking click.
I really
Dude,
need to go to a therapist.
This is crazy. You should.
I really need to go to a therapist.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I think it's probably healthy.
I'm telling you, bro. Like the place I'm at mentally compared to then, like I was so fucked up. I was so fucked up when I still was going there.
I think it really helped you because I remember you were like,
me,
you were like, at that time, It was like when you first started living with us, and then like, you were going through a rough time with like your ex, and then like you were like drinking every day on the low.
Dude, on the low. Dude, loose swimming, loose drinks, you know what I'm saying? No, it was bad. No, I was doing my fair share of running away from my feelings.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie and act like I didn't. Like that's just genuinely. I was running like a motherfucker, and then I would cry a lot. I remember one time, bro, our fucking roommate, which that's one of the other things I want to talk about, was how cool it is to have a stoner roommate.
Oh yeah.
Like I just feel like it raises the stoke and coolness of the house.
We're really stoking here, bro.
Dude, like it's just like dope. Like there's a dude that just smokes weed in our other room like a lot. But he, like, I remember one time this girl like fucked with me, like, you know, quote unquote did me dirty.
Yeah.
But, you know, she was making the place I'm at is like, man, she's making herself happy and she's in a better place. And so like, how can I hate on somebody for making themselves happy? Just because I know like that's not like an excuse to be an asshole. Like she was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But
definitely
she like was doing it for what she thought was best for her. Mm-hmm. So like fuck it. like that's where I'm at. Like that's where I've gone to, but right then I definitely wasn't there. No, and so like we fucking went on a beer run, me and Dolan, and we were at a party, and I just like parked the car in front of the house after the beer run, and I just fucking broke down sobbing for like 20 minutes. Yeah. And then like I fucking took a beer, drank it, and we went back in and partied until like 4 a.m. like it was just like that, that's where I was at. Like I was just like in between partying. I was just fucking, I mean, I've struggled with like suicidal stuff ever since I was like 12. like this, like as soon as I hit puberty, my brain was like, well, you should kill yourself. And so
you stink in your hair and kill yourself.
Yeah. So that was the I was struggling with a lot of that. And so as I was going through it, and like I'll tell those guys to this day that, like, you know, everybody's journey, it takes them where they're supposed to go when they're supposed to go there. And so I think part of my journey, I had to get fucked up a lot, and I had to run away for so long that like I don't know if you know, but the reason I went to therapy is because somebody sent my mom a Snapchat of me doing an absolutely ripper of like a whole bunch of shots in a row, and then I chugged a beer. Like there was a Snapchat at a party, and I was going absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah, I knew that I knew that you went because Mom had like pretty much been like, you need to go.
Well, okay.
And like pretty much set up the appointment for you.
Well, no, okay.
But
so
I didn't really know anything beyond that.
Well, because so my mom called, and I began. And this might be too open for the podcast, but like fuck it, like that's who we are. Like I'm an open guy. I'll tell you this if I don't even know you, if you wanted to know. So like I'm an open book. So she like called me, and she was like, well, like first she sent like these sly little texts. She was like, Snapchat's a hell of an app. And I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? I was like, you just download Snapchat? I was like, I can
just
help.
Learning?
Yeah, I can help you set it up. She's just like, no, I saw a video. I was like, what? I was afraid of my dick or something. But no. And then she like explained it to me, and then she called me. And then like, you know, it was almost like I was just honest to myself and to her for the first time. And I was like, I have a fucking problem. I was like, if I'm not drunk, I want to be dead.
Yeah.
I was like, and I'm running away with it from it. And she's like, then we need to take you somewhere. And she picked me up that night, and we went up to like the emergency room because she thought I was going to kill myself then, but but through the emergency room, we got set up with a therapist, really nice guy named Michael. Loved him to death, a great guy. And then you know, I think, you know, sometimes your mom has to see you doing a Jaeger bomb to fucking to get you somewhere. All right, next segment of the podcast.
No,
No, not news yet.
okay.
We're not at news yet.
All right. No news.
This is going back to the beginning of the podcast. Oh, wait. Before we do this, cut back in.
Okay.
Cut in. Old man Walmart story. I owe it to one of our listeners. So what did I talk about? I talked about bow-legged, long toes.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So I was trying to remember like which one I was talking about.
Yeah.
So this, I mean, most of this happened at the same day because like I was just feeling crazy that day, and I decided to ask him 30 fucking questions. But this one was a little bit later, and he said he was mad at his girlfriend, and he was just like, "Let me tell you something, Jeremy." And I don't say this. I just think it's funny that he told me this. He's like, "Don't her fucking ugly bitch." And I was like, what? And he was just like, "Just don't ever fucking ugly bitch. She'll get attached to you, and then you can't get rid of her." I was like, "What are you? Who are you talking about?" And he's like, "My girlfriend." And I was just like, "You think your girlfriend's ugly?" He's like, "Yeah, she's fucking ugly." I was like,
What
"You're
a
a
Chad.
No, dude. Toe sucking and calling his girlfriend ugly.
God.
Dude, he's like, "I'm not simping today." I don't know. Apparently, she like fucked up his privacy fence, and he was real mad about it. I was like,
How am I supposed to fuck bow-legged, long-tailed bitches when you take down my
privacy fence, dude? And then another. He was convinced for months that this other guy that he has beef with in Walmart shot his cat. Like he was so. His cat got shot, and it got.
I didn't even know he could have beef with someone.
Yeah, he has beef with people all the time. Yeah, it was fucking stuck. Like it got shot in the leg, and then the leg it has 3 legs. He had to get it amputated.
Jesus Christ!
And he was so convinced that this dude that we work with, that he beefs with all the time, who's like a redneck and lives nearby him.
Oh, really?
Wait. He has me convinced. He shot his cat. No, but like he was genuinely convinced that he shot his cat. Like fucking for real convinced he shot his cat.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, yeah. But that's the old man in Walmart story. Okay. Back to what we were talking about in the beginning of the podcast, the intro to the podcast, the supernatural and everything.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start believing in ghosts.
Okay, why?
Because I'm tired of being rational. Like, you know, the logic part of my brain. Like, I just want to throw it away on one thing.
Okay, but what has spurred this? Have you been seeing weird shit?
No. I've never seen a ghost.
Oh, okay.
But I just want to be a guy who believes in ghosts. Yeah. Because every time that, like...
don't you already believe in, like, demons, though?
Not really.
Not really?
That's waned.
Yeah,
I make jokes because I have sleep paralysis and I see things, so I'm like my sleep paralysis demon. Ooh. I don't really believe in them.
I don't know. I mean, so it's like because we grew up religious,
crazy,
and you know, and I'm still religious, so I kind of believe that demons exist. Never, I'm gonna say this. Never ever seen anything that could be construed as a ghost or a demon in my life. Yep. So much so that I am just convinced that they just don't like me.
Yeah, they're like, fuck that, dude. If there is a ghost, they fucking hate me.
Yeah, they don't like me. I'm a smell in the spirit realm,
dude. No, I had and this is another thing about my weak mental psyche. When our father passed away, I had grief-induced schizophrenia.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, have I never talked to you about it?
I don't think so. I think you talked about like
I would like see him.
No, yeah,
I've written songs about it.
Yeah,
like I'd be in a crowd. I'd be in a crowd of people.
Yeah,
and there'd be 10 people, and he'd be one of them standing.
That's crazy.
Or like he would be in the corner of the room, or he would like I'd hear his voice whenever I was alone in a house.
Yeah. Or I forgot what's dreams. I get dreams about them all the
I
time.
still get those dreams, but like you know, my therapist talked it out, and so he's. I mean, I like.
I didn't even know that was a thing though. Because like you always see that in
my
therapist
like, movies.
Said
he was a thing.
Yeah, you always see that like in movies where they're just like, ever since he died, I see him everywhere I go.
Yeah,
and so I just kind of thought that was like a movie thing,
dude. Fucking. So I wrote a song. Plug in my music, I guess. I wrote a song called Ghost, and like the way I play it is I always tell a story.
Yeah.
Since this podcast is less funny and more just sad, I'll tell the story. So there's an old dude. So like the point of the song is like the people that they haunt you. It's not about ghosts being real, because ghosts aren't real, but it's about the fact that, well, I'll get to it. There was this old dude who used to walk his wife into Walmart. She worked at Walmart. She worked overnight at Walmart, and he would like walk her in every night in her arm, like arm in arm. He'd walk her in.
Yeah.
This old couple, they've been together for years, like 40 years.
Yeah.
And so I actually started to get like a really good relationship with them, like together, because she was a super nice old lady.
Yeah.
And he was a super nice old dude. And so whenever he would bring her in, I'd be almost on my way out. And like, so I'd walk out to my car and he would walk out there with me and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, we just chat, just shoot the shit.
Yeah.
And so, we had a funeral for one of the other associates that was the old lady's like best friend.
Yeah.
And so, his wife was super sad because, and they went to the funeral, and his wife actually had a heart attack at the funeral and passed away. It was very sad. Very, very sad. Oh, shit. So imagine me holding a guitar telling this story. So I'm putting out flowers one day at Walmart, and he walks up. I hadn't seen him in months. He looks fucking rough. He looks really rough. And he looks at me, and we make eye contact. And he just starts crying, like on the middle of the sales floor at Walmart.
God damn.
Crying. Because like the way that he attached me was her.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Like that's how I knew him, was through her. And so he comes over, and like I just hug him. I hug him for like 15 minutes, like straight. He just cries, and I just hug him. And like I didn't even know him that well, but I knew them well. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a glimpse into their relationship. Yeah. And then he breaks from me, and we're just talking at this point. I'm telling him like, I'm sorry. I heard about it. I heard about your loss. I'm really sorry. I've been thinking about you guys. Yeah. And he looked at me and he grabbed my arm and he said, let me tell you something. He said, ghosts are real. And I was like, what do you mean? He's just like, ghosts are real. Their ghosts are the wall you painted together, the photos you took, the places you walk. He's like, I see her everywhere. She haunts me everywhere. Damn. And I was like, fuck. And it hits to this day. It makes me think about it. And I was just like, that's like one of the, like, just like this man going through so much pain and like understanding something in a way that you can only understand if you've gone through it. And so I built the whole premise of a song around it. And like, I mean, it stuck with me.
I think I don't know. I've never really had like a whole lot of people that I was like close to die. Yeah. I don't know. I've just not have that many people that have died. Like.
Yeah. I mean, we've been relatively lucky. Or like, well, not really. Both our grandparents, both our grandfathers have passed, and our dad has passed. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like the grandfathers were kind of like a little less connected, and the dad was definitely the roughest thing. Yeah. I don't think if I could. Well, I could probably go through something rougher than that if mom ever dies. Yeah. God willing, I die before that happens.
Yeah. She's invincible.
Or the dog.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so, but yeah, there's like the few I actually have a lot of dad's items because I keep collecting them somehow. I don't know how it happens. Mom will just go through stuff in the house.
I have a fuck ton of it.
Yeah, and so then she'll like find these items, and then I think she just divvies them out to all of us. Well, like in some way. Yeah. Well, and so I have like a bunch of ghost items from him. Like I have a shirt that I wear that used to be his that I wear all the time. I have like his beaded necklace that he had made when he was in rehab once.
Oh yeah.
Like I have that. It's not in my car right now, but it was in my old car. I need to put it in my car again. But it always just hung in my old car, and so like I'd always like, whenever I'd see it, I'd just think about him.
Every time Hotel California plays.
Yeah, every time Hotel California plays. Yeah. I even have like, even with my wedding ring, it doesn't have anything to do with Dad, but it has to do with Grandpa. and it just whenever I look at it, it makes me think about him.
Yeah.
And so like I can understand where like there's ghosts in the form of like memories that you had of that person.
Yeah, I just think that that's like a very sweet way to look at things.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're still here.
Yeah.
Because like even whenever you look back at earlier in the podcast when you were talking about the PlayStation 2.
Oh
and
yeah.
Like, how great of a memory that is of our dad. We're like, that's a ghost. That's something that like it stays with you. Where you think about like how much he played it up and how good of a time he was having just giving us this fucking gift.
Yeah.
So that's what. So
it's just a junky PlayStation. Nothing special about it.
I mean, PlayStation 2 is not junky.
It's somehow immortal because it's. I'm almost 100% sure it still runs.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, it ran for like 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, it's like how old now? Like almost 20 years old.
Yeah.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it's fucking chunky as fuck. But I think yeah, I mean that's like something that's always stuck with me.
Yeah.
And
it's like profound. That's like,
dude, yeah. When he said that to me, I was like, fuck. Like I was like, that's the most deep shit I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
Because like that is such a raw and honest look at something. Fucking Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Star Wars nerd coming out.
Dude,
we stand Boba Fett.
Boba Fett has been in the last 2 episodes of The Mandalorian in full armor. He repainted the armor in the newest one. It was fucking amazing.
So crisp.
Dude, it looks so good. It is so good. Like I felt like a kid again watching him fight. I was smiling so big.
Yeah.
Because like
it's crazy, yeah.
Before Disney bought everything and like made all the legend stuff not canon.
Bastards.
Boba Fett has like this huge amount of lore where he's just like this huge badass. Sorry. And you hadn't seen it in like the traditional media, like in the movies or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because he dies really fucking early.
Yeah, and I think part of that was like they didn't want to bring him back and then like not do any justice to him.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was just like the buildup of like the lore of him. So like they made him a complete badass, and it's so deserved. It is amazing. Exactly. Every time that he does something badass, I'm like, fuck. Yes, that's Boba Fett, baby.
And I don't.
He had his original blaster back in the newest episode. I don't know if we talked about that, but when he's standing on like the cliff,
like the rifle.
Yeah, the E11 or whatever, the E13 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whenever they're standing looking over the Rydonian shipments.
Yeah.
He's holding it.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, dude.
Shit.
Dude, you gotta.
Yeah.
I know. I watch breakdowns of the episodes after I watch them.
Okay. Yeah.
Just in case I miss anything, because I'm so fucking obsessed.
Did you notice that whenever he was like, he basically had to prove to like the Mandalorian that he was actually a Mandalorian, and he like brought up like that hologram that had like his lineage, and it was all in Mandalorian. Like it's like actual Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That's like there.
Yeah.
It's just weird because it was, again, like that language like that. That's like legends. Because I don't think they ever use it. I think that's the first time that it's been used like on screen.
For sure. Well, like it's they're making a lot of stuff canon that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of legend stuff in like the Clone Wars, because the Clone Wars was kind of made before, but it is canon now.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Well, yeah, definitely. Like I think you got what now?
I gotta take a piss.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
I do too.
Okay,
piss break.
Pee break. The boy. We're back for the pee break. The pee boys are back.
And my pee was pretty healthy looking.
The pee?
Yeah.
Dude, I love it when I have a good clear pee.
Yep.
Dude, it fucking feels good.
That's how you know you're still alive.
It's like, fuck, I'm drinking enough water. That feels fucking great. I love it, dude. I'm not even joking right now. Dude, I'm like, I want to high five myself. Like, I pat myself on the back. I'm still holding dick with one hand.
Yeah.
I reach around, pat myself on the back. I'm like, dude, fucking go you, bro. Good job. All right. So the second thing on our news.
Yeah. News agenda.
The Sony is issuing refunds for PS4 versions of Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah. it's just a power intensive game.
Yeah.
It's very the world's big, the world's very detailed,
Yeah.
and then the way that the crowd stuff is, I think, what really fucking drives
Yeah,
it
I
down.
think there's a lot of stuff that has to go into that game. But I think the thing is that I've heard a lot of criticism, and I've heard people say this was originally intended to come out for the PS4 and the Xbox.
Fair.
How did they ever expect it to run? I think the issue is when they were in development, they knew. I'm almost certain that they had a heads up that the PS5 and the Xbox
Oh, for sure.
one were going to be
Development
coming out. So they were just like, you know what? We're just going to
do everything
go
we want to
ahead
do.
and use the horsepower that we have available in the future
Yeah.
and just take it up to 11.
Well, also
which they
people
certainly have on the PC and on the PS5. and
exactly.
X,
Well, a lot of
and the
people
One X and-
don't think about the PC aspect of things.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3 is a very
Yeah.
like the PC launch of The Witcher 3 is very important.
Uh-huh.
Like The Witcher 1 and 2 were predominantly PC games.
Yeah.
Like them coming into the console space is kind of new.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And to be fair, they probably should have just made it just next gen.
Yeah.
But I think it was when they were going to come out with it, it was going to be it's a weird time right now.
Yeah.
Because we're in between last gen and current gen.
Dude,
And so
every
it's like,
game for the last month has been like, it does not, like,
I think they really wanted as many people to be able to play it as possible, which I am glad for.
Yeah,
because even
it's
though
fantastic.
it runs like hot shit on a PS4
and crashes and shit.
crashes and stuff, I don't mind.
It fucking,
I personally,
it's great.
it doesn't even. I have had worse shit happen, on Bethesda games than I have
12 years after launch.
Yeah, 12 years after launch. And that I have ever happened like on Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, there's nothing I have run into that would make me not want to keep playing the game.
Yeah.
That's why I've kept playing it.
It's fucking great. It
Yeah.
really is.
No, and most all it the world and the story and the characters really bring you in. Like when a certain like person ended up dying.
Yes.
Like we were sitting across from each other.
Yeah.
And I like started tearing up.
Dude, it was fucking tough.
I was like,
yeah.
holy shit.
And they do everything they can to get you
That
attached
was
to that
just
person.
in the beginning.
Yeah, dude, they fucking they give him a girlfriend that's
Yeah.
likable too.
That was just
They do
in
everything
the
they can.
beginning.
They do everything
and
they can.
I can't even imagine what the rest of the story is going to be like.
Dream, the Minecraft YouTuber,
Yeah.
has been like, there's a lot of evidence and he's been caught cheating on his speed runs. He has like the world speed run record in
Yeah.
a certain edition. Like he's like a speed runner. It's like what
Yeah.
his claim to fame is. So like moderators on like his servers and stuff like that have like gone into the code and stuff and seen that like the drops that he got, like ender pearls from the piglins,
Yeah.
villages having certain things, you
Yeah.
know, stuff like that. On his world record beating speed run,
Yeah.
the possibility of getting everything that lined up to him to line up is like 1 in 7 trillion.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's weird because like Minecraft is like very like random and like roguelike based.
Well, that's the thing is that everything went his way.
Yeah.
Everything went his way.
Really.
Everything went his way.
Yeah.
Every single thing. And then his stands are trying to defend him and be like, oh, there is that one chance. There is that one chance. But like his
Yeah.
content on his channel is like fucking with the code of the game. Like he's he's like a known coder. Like
Okay.
he will like, he makes the game do certain things. Like he goes into the code and makes the
Yeah.
gravity. Like he's like, every block has gravity. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Stuff like that. Not just regular mod stuff. Like he'll go into the game like where
Yeah.
he control where
Well,
his they bought him in of his character as a horse or he's a dog or whatever, like
So-
stuff like that.
So in order to do the world record, I'm assuming you have to do it live. Did he do it live or can you just record it?
I think you have to do it live with somebody there, but it can be your version of the game.
Well,
That's what people are
yeah.
saying is like he went into the coding and made his drops on that kind of stuff higher.
Well, yeah, and if he like coded for like a certain seed to do something, he would just have to remember whatever the code for the seed was.
I think the seed has to be random.
Yeah. You think?
So I think he just upticked the ender pearls because like that's like speedrunners.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They go down, get gold,
Go
to the nether,
Hoglands,
and then the Hoglins.
Yeah.
They get ender pearls.
I've seen Captain Sparkles do his speed runs, but they're just he's not that speedy at them.
Yeah.
But Captain Sparkles will do something.
The other thing that's sus about Dream speedruns is he'll do it on live stream and he never gets one like on live stream he'll do like 30 on a live stream and like one will be under 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like they take a while.
Yeah.
And so like I don't like Dream because like a lot of his content is very like he does those like manhunts where like it's like 4v1 manhunts. I try to beat the game, they try to kill me before they beat the game.
Yeah.
And like there'll be like these big epic moments that are just so obviously set up, like where his fucking friends go no brain and just shit the bed for 5 minutes. And then
I always thought that clip of, I know it's a clip of him because it's just infamous.
Yeah.
Where he's like laying down the webs and then he does the TNT. I'm like,
oh yeah.
That I'm sorry, but I could see you putting down those webs.
Because like he
fake
gets
as hell.
he's getting more desperate because like if you put a TNT cart in like a TNT in a cart, you break the block underneath it, when it falls it explodes. So he puts one on top of a tree. He runs with shears in his hands, gets them to follow him, and then he cuts the shears and cuts the tree with the shears and keeps running, and it falls on him. They're like, "Oh, Dream, how did that happen? Snap, Dream." Like they do, like it's so fucking annoying. If you've seen one, it's
no. I purposefully don't watch Dream.
It's fucking tough.
I
then
don't watch
he fucking
Dream
got the worst mob.
Yeah.
Fucking voted, and it pisses me off that all of his little stands. Like he's the reason that the glow squid is getting.
Really.
Yeah, he's the one that like did the big push for it. He has like the biggest Minecraft following, and he like told all of his little stands to vote for him, and that, like literally and he's the reason.
Damn. And we were Captain Sparkles.
This close to the Chillager, man. This close to the fucking Chillager.
That's what I'm saying. Captain Sparkles is still the best Minecraft YouTuber, even though he doesn't use Minecraft that much nowadays, but it's fine.
You know. What can you do? All right. We talked about it last podcast. Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather are fighting in January.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so fucking insane to me.
How long has Floyd Mayweather been fighting?
I mean, he's like 40, so like he's early 40s, so like probably
10 years,
probably 35 years.
35. Okay.
I mean, professional boxers, they come out the puss fucking boxing. His dad was probably a boxing trainer, and he just came out fucking. I don't know exactly Floyd Mayweather, but it's definitely way longer than Logan Paul's been boxing.
Yeah, like what, 2 years?
Yeah, dude. No, there's just no way. There's just no way.
No.
There is just no way.
No.
Logan Paul is gonna get so fucked up.
No,
I actually like started watching Floyd Mayweather like highlights after, and I was like, fuck, he's going to pick apart Logan Paul. What? Floyd Mayweather's just a master of distance. He's gonna miss every time.
Did you also see that like Jake Paul like challenged
Conor McGregor? We talked about that last.
Was that last week? Okay.
Yeah, we talked about
that. One still blows my mind.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, I can understand boxing because boxing is like pretty like you can't grapple the dude. You can't do all this crazy kicks and bullshit.
Yeah.
But whenever you start entering into MMA, it could be anything. I mean, I'm sure that if you like did a lot of research, you could figure out what they did. But
I mean, the Paul brothers wrestled in high school.
Hey, Greco-Roman.
Freestyle. What you mean? They wrestled. They did wrestling in high school, and they were pretty good too. They're athletes.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling is the Brad of
MMA.
Of MMA,
dude. Fucking name every great champion ever. 90% of them are wrestlers.
Hoist Gracie, jiu-jitsu. Get fucked.
He wasn't really a champion, and he didn't really do that many fights, and he wasn't really even ever that great. He's just a pioneer of the sport. You think Matt Hughes, George St. Pierre, John Jones John Bones Jones, Cain Velasquez, Brock Lesnar.
But everybody learns jiu-jitsu.
Randy Couture. You got to be able to defend jiu-jitsu for sure, but if you can't, Well, that's what Hoist Gracie ran into later in his career. He He didn't have any takedowns. He just knew jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, yeah, you definitely can't go into one thing and just win all the time.
Yeah.
It was just it was just those first few like UFCs.
Oh,
nobody know how to fight jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because they were like coming in.
But what I'm trying to say is that if he was going to challenge any MMA fighter, I mean, Conor McGregor might be a pretty good bet because he's just shown pretty lackluster ground skills. Well, he has pretty okay takedown defense, but like not great.
I just don't see Jake being very smart on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, he was the one that would, who was really good out of the two at wrestling was Logan. Logan was almost like state.
Yeah, Jake's
quality.
Jake just lives in his brother's shadow.
It's tough. It's tough. Hayden Christensen is returning as Darth Vader / Anakin in the Obi-Wan spinoff series. I'm so fucking ready for this.
I've seen a lot of people get salty.
Why? Why?
There's a lot of people that just don't like Hayden Christensen.
Why? He's so unproblematic.
Yeah.
He like literally just lives on a farm. They bullied him out of Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah, he lives on a farm. Like he doesn't do movies. He doesn't try
crazy.
to. He like used a Star Wars movie to buy a farm and he lives on it and works it with his family.
I mean, word.
Dude, yeah, like the only paparazzi photos they get of him nowadays is he goes to the farmer's market with his like little daughter.
Huh, that's crazy.
Yeah, like love it.
I didn't even know that because it's like one of those things. The guy from like Honey I Shrunk the Kid.
Yeah.
He like left. Yeah, like he like left Hollywood.
You ever seen that video of him getting fucking knocked out?
I don't think I have, but
this dude just like runs up and like doesn't know it's him and just knocks him the fuck out. Dude, it's so fucking.
But he like left Hollywood for a really long time,
and I think he's coming back to do Spaceballs again or something like that.
I don't know. I don't think he's done anything since he's been back. I have only seen him do one commercial, and that was for Mint Mobile. Because I get Mint Mobile ads all the time on YouTube. You know who owns Mint Mobile now?
Who?
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I did see something about that.
Yeah,
good for him.
Fucking owns it. And I got a Christmas card of him looking all sad.
Why?
From Mint Mobile.
Okay.
Because they still think I'm like with them.
Are you not with them anymore?
No.
Why not?
I'm on Google Fi.
Oh yeah, you already told me.
And that works better than. Mint.
Let's talk about the fucking news, man. We keep getting on these fucking crazy.
I mean,
tangents.
we're kind of on the news. It's like okay, Hayden Christensen.
Yes. Yeah.
We're talking about what other celebrities do outside of Hollywood.
Hayden Christensen.
George Lucas lives on a Luke Skywalker range.
Skywalker range. No, but I'm so fucking stoked on it because, dude. The more
I kind of just want to. I want to
get,
see them together.
The older I get, the more I love the prequels. Yeah. Even number 2.
So that's so weird because what's the point of bringing him back unless they have like scenes planned where he's gonna be like?
Well, I think personally, I think it's gonna be flashbacks.
Yeah,
and I think they're gonna flesh out the relationship of Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
because I think that like they do an okay job of it. But like, dude,
I don't know. I like their. I thought their. It could be nostalgia or just
it's not nostalgia
or just
the last 20 minutes of episode 3.
Yeah, like I think they had really good chemistry together.
Dude, I'm gonna genuinely. This is a hot take.
Okay,
where you hear this.
Yeah,
I think the final 15 to 20 minutes of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
it's a top 10 moment in cinematic history.
It really is.
I think it is so. The monologues are. It's so overacted, over dramatic. It's almost Shakespearean.
Yeah,
it's like
pretty much. Yeah,
it's so beautiful, over the top. So many raw emotions.
Yeah.
The fucking choreography is amazing. The payoff is amazing. When he's on the ground burning, screaming, "I hate you."
Yeah.
That's fucking. And like growing up as a kid, like watching that character get older and just like seeing where he's at, and there's just so much anger and pain in that. It's so fucking crazy, dude. It's so good, and there's so much stuff in the lore now, that like evidence that Obi-Wan knew about Padme and Anakin way before.
Yeah, totally.
I was watching the final season of the Clone Wars the other day. And like Anakin like sneaks off
Yeah.
And like Rex is standing outside the room and like making sure that nobody walks up, and he has like a private conversation with Padme.
Yeah.
And then Obi-Wan comes up and like Rex tries to like stall him, and then Anakin walks out and then walks away, and Obi-Wan tells Rex, "Tell Anakin to say hi to Padme for me." And so like I'm like fucking fuck.
I think there was like somewhere in like episode 3 where like,
well, he goes over there and he's just like,
there's like an inkling of him like understanding that she was pregnant or something like that.
yeah, like he knows.
I can't remember.
He knows like before he goes to Mustafar, he's like, is it his?
And so like, and I think to be fair, even if we even go all the way back to episode 2, it's very clear
that they was fucking.
that Anakin.
I don't know
and
how nobody
Padme,
saw. They were like kissing as they came out. Like nobody like could see down the tunnel.
Yeah.
They're kissing, and then they come out, and there's like a just stadium of people. Obi-Wan's fucking there. He has eyesight of the tunnel. Did he not see them kissing in the tunnel 2 seconds ago? The door was open. But
so yeah, I think it's
dude, but I am so stoked out for that. I think it's gonna be fucking amazing. I'm glad that Hayden Christensen's coming back, man. I don't know whose cock they had to suck to get that to happen. Whose cock do I have to suck to see my kids? No, but
probably just George Lucas.
Dude, I'm so fucking pumped for that though.
The
Obi-Wan spinoff.
Do we know who is like directing and leading the Obi-Wan series yet?
I mean, I think that they're letting Dave Filoni do a lot of it.
Really?
Yeah. I think Dave Filoni and what's his face? Oh, Happy from
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, I think, are doing.
They're doing it again.
I think.
If they do, I'll be really happy. Because what they do anyways on the Mandalorian. I don't know if you've watched anything about like the behind the scenes stuff.
No, I haven't watched that stuff yet.
Yeah, so they're just pretty much like, kind of like overseers. They're like, I guess producers or whatever you would call that.
Dave Filoni, who did like Star Wars, the Clone Wars and stuff like that, he directed the episode with Ahsoka in it. I knew that.
Yeah.
Like.
He's like, he directed another one in like the first season. I can't remember which episode it was.
And Dave Filoni is not the Asian, but the other, like New Republic Ranger that like saves the Mando from the spiders. In season 2, like
so not the fat Asian guy, but the other guy.
The other guy. That's Dave Filoni.
Yeah, okay.
He's that's just another tidbit like that I learned.
So yeah, but he really loves Star Wars.
Yeah,
really loves Star Wars, and so I think because they have like oversight, him and Jon Favreau have like oversight on every episode. Mm-hmm. Dave Filoni's like bringing in the love of Star Wars and all that, and then Jon Favreau's like bringing in his experience, and all that stuff, and then on top of that, they have experienced directors, that they kind of just tell the directors how they want to see you, and they give them like freedom, and then on top of that, George Lucas serves as like in an advisory role where he's like there for like every episode, and that's so like it's. Well, it's the dream team.
We talk about Star Wars a lot on the podcast. Yeah, well, and like I'm not
newsflash, we love it. If you don't like it, get the fuck out of here.
I'm not like in the hating the sequel trilogy like camp, because I think that there's like aspects I like of all of them a little bit. Like I like Ben Solo. Yeah, I like seeing Han Solo's story end. I thought Leia Organa's story was dope. I liked seeing her use the Force. Yeah. Shout out to Carrie Fisher. Respect. Rest in peace. Not as big a fan of how Luke went, but like I was kind of okay. I was more okay with it.
I mean, I personally like where Luke went because I kind of like because it was almost me giving me like a little taste where he like. Or like Luke in the Legendary universe goes to the dark side for a little bit. He just gave me like a little bit.
I guess so, yeah. But I think the difference between The Mandalorian and those movies in particular is there's almost a manufactured feel to him.
Yeah,
they feel like Marvel.
They don't have a fucking hack called J.J. Abrams.
Well, they feel like Marvel movies.
Yeah,
like
that's the thing.
They're just so like cookie cutter. Like we need this, and this.
Yeah, and like That's why
the soul is
you
gone.
are 100% right when you say they're like Marvel movies, because that is exactly what they modeled it after.
Yeah.
They didn't model it after any other Star Wars movie, and any kind of like callback that they had to other movies was just fan service.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, the prequels have so many issues.
Yeah.
But like, you could tell George Lucas fucking cared about the story he was telling.
You know, it was definitely
all what he wanted to do. Like, that's his baby.
It was slow at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then like halfway through it starts to pick up, because, you know, he's trying to lay down like more groundwork and like flesh out the universe that he made that he couldn't really do with like the first three, because the first three was just kind of like a little action space opera.
Fantastic though.
And so he wanted the prequels to be able to flesh out what he had already built.
Yeah.
And to give more insight into like who Darth Vader was.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you know what? I just wish they would have just spent the time that they did making those sequel movies, just making like TV shows. Like they do, because the best thing Star Wars has released in the last 10 years are the TV shows. Like, the Clone Wars is great. Fucking.
I mean, here's the thing: is what really upsets me is that the sequels, you know, do have some good points, but they still feel so like soulless and vapid.
Yeah.
That it feels like nothing that really happens carries any weight.
It doesn't fucking matter.
And it doesn't matter. So I can almost like forget they even exist.
Yeah.
Because all the stuff that like matters, and like, I mean, if what is happening for these TV shows, this is all going to happen before the sequels, and with like Thrawn and Ahsoka, and like all these characters that we really enjoy,
like we actually
that are actually good and we actually want to see, they're all going to be leading to a head going against Thrawn, and that's somehow going to lead into, you know, into sequels probably, or maybe like
I don't think so.
Maybe like a hint of it, because I think
is
it
they're
like
done
20 or 40 years between episode 6 and 7.
I think it's got to be 20, 30, something like that.
I think it's like 20, and so that's
which is the biggest gap. It's bigger than the. It's bigger than the
like
gap.
20 years between.
It's 19. Yeah.
I'll fucking eat your dick.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying the gap is bigger. The gap is bigger between 6 and the sequels.
Yeah, but
because like Rey lives. Well, maybe it's smaller.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's never really said how old Rey is.
I don't give a fuck.
I can assume
over 20
by how the first movie went that they were trying to make her a similar age to Luke when he had his coming of age, his you know, hero story thing. Because I don't know, he was like 17.
We're getting long in the tooth on the podcast. I can tell you, we're getting tired.
I mean, not really. I could go all day on this shit.
Okay.
But,
I'm getting sleepy.
He's like over here, like obviously, like, oh, dude, you know, Star Wars.
I love it. I do love Star Wars though. I'm glad.
No, but yeah. So if everything is leading up to
Thrawn, dude,
it's like I don't care about the sequels. Dude. I can just safely pretend like they don't exist.
I don't even need to pretend like they don't exist. Like I'm okay with them. Like I'm just so whatever.
Like what you said is, I really like Ben, and I really like Han, and I really like Leia. I like that part of it.
Yeah,
I think that was fleshed out and like written the best.
Dude, I feel like and they did Finn so fucking dirty.
They did him so dirty.
Dude, the idea, like, you can still have Rey be a Jedi and Finn be a Jedi.
Yeah,
the idea of a stormtrooper becoming a Jedi is fucking dope.
And on top of that, he's black.
Dude,
like,
dope.
That's just like,
dude,
it writes itself.
Him and Mace Windu, that's it.
It writes itself. That's what I don't get. You could have given me the same characters. Rey still would have been like, you know, the main character and all that. But then she'd also have like one of her best friends, Finn, by her side, learning how to do this.
Yeah, it'd be badass to me. I think that'd be dope. I think that'd be dope.
Yeah, and just so like if like in the last movie she like came back and like she's training to be a Jedi, and she's like, I can see a potential in you. I can like feel the Force. Which she should be able to feel that. to be able to,
Yeah.
because she can do everything else. Okay,
Yeah.
she should be able to feel that somebody is force sensitive,
But she just doesn't know.
and she just doesn't know,
knows,
and she
he
just
knows.
trains the whole time in the woods. I think it would have been cool if maybe she was like trying to teach him a little bit of stuff
Yeah, and
as they went.
I mean, like he could like we don't need to see him be a full Jedi Knight, but like
Yeah,
in that
no.
last movie, he's like kind of like a Padawan. He has a lightsaber that
Yeah.
that works. Maybe he's put
Yeah,
together
that
his
would have
lightsaber.
been cool. It would have been
Yeah.
real cool.
It would have been
But
really fucking cool.
instead, they just
You can see him fight with it a little bit.
yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
I don't know what they. Instead, they just make him a dude that runs around yelling "Ray."
Well, they definitely phoned in that last one, and like the only thing that they thought about was just getting Emperor Palpatine back,
Yeah.
which I did enjoy seeing Emperor Palpatine.
I mean, yeah, it was fine. I don't know. I'm upset that they couldn't think of a better way to do it, but at the same time, they kind of saved themselves with saying that it was a clone. So it kind of makes sense. And I know that the whole, I don't know if this is spoilers or what,
yeah,
but I know that Grogu is a donor to
make clones for.
make clones
Palpatine.
for Palpatine. I just know that.
I like that though.
Yeah, and it makes sense. At the same time, I just hate that they brought him back. I mean, I think
As far
I
as
don't know,
Legends
and
go,
it's-
like that was a big thing in Legends.
yeah, that was a big
and
thing.
it's
in
like the
Legends,
worst
yeah.
part of Legends.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's known to be like one of the worst parts. Like nobody
Yeah.
talks about it because it was kind of like, okay,
It just defeats the narrative weight of Darth Vader killing Palpatine.
exactly.
And I think that like that's I think that's the biggest sin is
Yeah.
like Anakin. It hurts Anakin as a character
yeah,
because Anakin does bring balance to the Force. It goes full circle.
Yeah.
And he does, and I think that that's probably the biggest issue I have with it.
yeah, that's what really upset me.
Yeah.
The most is that it just ruins what could have been for his redemption.
What already was
Yeah.
like genuinely that was his redemption.
But
If
then they
Palpatine never
steal
comes
it
back,
away.
they can do sequel trilogies and Palpatine doesn't come back and
Yeah.
he still did it. Like
Yeah.
you understand that like balance, he may bring balance to the Force and it's never going to be forever because the dark side's always going to be around.
Yeah.
Like that's something you already know that's just the truth.
Yeah.
So you can have Sith users in the sequels,
Yeah. Definitely.
and it not be completely destroying what he did. I just like.
Yeah.
And there's my problems with the sequel trilogy. I promise we'll upload again next week. I could
next
probably
week.
make 2 podcasts
Yeah.
out of this one.
Next week, no more Star Wars. No Star Wars, baby.
Yeah, I'll hold Justin to it because fuck, there's. Anyways, and we'll try to get some gameplays up. But if you've listened this long, thank you so much. If you haven't, it's okay. I get it.
I understand.
But if you listen this long, you like it, subscribe. Leave a like, ring that fucking bell, share it with your
Tell
friends.
your friends,
Yeah.
bro.
So
Get us out there.
it'd be nice.
Get us on the H3 podcast.
Dude.